Deus Ex. Many regard it as one of the greatest video games, and it is dearly beloved even today. Created by the renowned Warren Spector, this game follows in the footsteps of System Shock and fuses together numerous genres and themes. Deus Ex isn't just a FPS RPG, it's a dark story of conspiracy and power. The world is open, the consequences are relevant, and the characters, well, nothing's perfect. A bit of backstory. I didn't play Deus Ex for years after it was released. Its developer, Ion Storm, had just released John Romero's Daikatana, and my friends and I, well, we were a little upset after that. Nevertheless, I have played this game multiple times, and I am very good at it, even with the nerve damage in my arm. I think Deus Ex is excellent, although the game does have numerous flaws, some of which I'll be pointing out during this series. For this playthrough, I'll be playing on realistic difficulty. It keeps the balance of medium while vastly increasing lethality. On realistic, you are just as vulnerable to being headshot as most enemies. As for my playstyle, I'm keeping my options open. I think I'll do mostly non-lethal in the beginning, then switch to lethal after I get some skill points under me. Anyway, let's get started. New game, realistic difficulty. Codename is frozen as JC Denton. You can change his real name. It affects some flavor text, nothing more. Appearance-wise, there's one of 5 options. I'll stick with the standard 2. Now, skills. You do accrue skill points in this game for achieving progress, exploration, all sorts of things. We do start with a trained level of weapons pistol. You'll notice a downgrade option here. As advertised in the instruction manual, you could take points out of weapons pistol and have more skill points to invest in something else. However, this feature does not work as advertised. You'll start with trained weapons pistol even if you do bump it down to untrained, basically meaning you can abuse the game by getting extra skill points at the start. I don't want to have weapons pistol, but I don't want to abuse the game, so I'm going to keep it. What I will do, however, is put 2 levels into computers. There's a total of 4 levels: untrained, trained, advanced, and master. Everything starts with untrained except for weapons pistol, of course. Advanced will carry us through the entire game, with the ability to hack ATMs, computers, security consoles, and control automated gun turrets. The rest of these skill points, I think I'm going to hold on to them. I'm a little short of being able to invest in a level of lockpicking, and swimming is tempting for reasons you'll see in the short-term future. Let's go ahead and get started.
Your appointment to FEMA should be finalized within the week. I've already discussed the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable?
He didn't really have a choice.
Has he been infected?
Oh yes, most certainly. When I mentioned that we could put him on the priority list for the ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic.
This plague, the rioting is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it.
Why contain it? Let it spill over into the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
I've received reports of armed attacks on shipments. There's not enough vaccine to go around, and the underclasses are starting to get desperate.
Of course they're desperate. They can smell their death, and the sound they'll make rattling their cage will serve as a warning to the rest.
I hope you're not underestimating the problem. The others may not go as quietly as you think. Intelligence indicates they're behind the problems in Paris.
A bunch of pretentious old men playing at running the world. But the world left them behind long ago. We are the future.
We have other problems.
UNATCO?
Formed by executive order after the terrorist strike on the statue. I have someone in place, though. I'm more concerned about Savage. He's relocated to Vandenberg.
Our biochem corpus is far in advance of theirs, as is our electronic sentience, and their ethical inflexibility has allowed us to make progress in areas they refuse to consider.
The augmentation project?
Among other things, but I must admit that I have been somewhat disappointed in the performance of the primary unit.
The secondary unit should be online soon. It's currently undergoing preparation and will be operational within 6 months. My people will continue to report on its progress. If necessary, the primary will be terminated.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon there will be order again. A new age. Aquinas spoke of the mythical city on the hill. Soon, that city will be a reality, and we will be crowned its kings. You're better than kings. Gods.
We'll be hearing more from them later in the game. So we start on Liberty Island, New York. As you can see, the Statue of Liberty has seen better days. We are J.C. Denton. We have some basic equipment here. 3 medkits, a riot prod, which is a non-lethal weapon, and an unsilenced 10mm pistol. Our health chart, as you notice, we have different segments of body. The head in particular is the most vulnerable and valuable. As I noted in the intro, I guess this is still technically the intro, you can be one-shot killed. Headshot, and you'll just go down and you will be incredibly distraught. If you lose the torso, you also die. However, you can spare the limbs. Losing an arm will impact weapon accuracy. Losing both arms will definitely affect it. And you can even lose a leg without any trouble. If you do lose both, though, you're permanently reduced to, you're permanently forced into a crouch position until you get the legs fixed. Augmentations, we start with some basic ones. The IFF, which identifies friends or foes for us through the HUD interface that we have. We have a flashlight, which consumes a bioelectric energy. And we have the info link, which our handler, whom you'll see shortly, Alex Jacobson, uses to contact us, as do other people. Essentially, it's a great way for them to keep an eye on their investment because they can see what you see, and they can actually identify in your head what it is you're experiencing and thinking, like the emotions. You have no privacy. Our skill chart, of course, we can upgrade things at any time, however, we cannot downgrade them. We have no goals, nodes, or images, or logs at this moment.
My orders are to stay here.
Interface is a bit outdated at this point. One of the problems I have with this game is the inability to keybind. I'll go ahead and even show you. We're on the topic. You can't actually bind a command to multiple keys. Say, for example, System Shock 2, I have my walk set to Shift plus W. You can't do that here in Deus Ex. It's an inconvenience.
I'd let the bots do the fighting if I were you.
Thank you.
Heads up, JC. Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island and shots have been fired. I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation from HQ.
Paul will find us. Here he comes right now. Nah, you can't escape from him.
Paul, I thought you were in Hong Kong. Welcome to the Coalition, JC. I might as well start using your code name. Think I'd miss my brother's first day? Didn't think you'd have a choice. What's going on? The NSF. They hit one of our shipments. A few of them got away, but we trapped the rest in the statue. What are we waiting for? Looks like a textbook assault. The NSF took one of our agents hostage. The bots are holding the perimeter, but my orders are to hold back and send you in alone. I think someone high up wants to see how you handle the situation. All I've got with me is a pistol and an electric prod. I don't mind a test, but UNATCO better issue some hardware. Remember that we're police. Stick with the prod. It'll stun your opponents or knock them unconscious. A non-lethal takedown is always the most silent way to eliminate resistance. Just in case, though, Manderley wants you to pick an additional weapon. A sniper rifle, a GEP gun, or a mini crossbow.
Paul, our brother, is widely known for his non-lethal attitude in life. His dialogue will sharply criticize you for pursuing lethal means, and it really grates on the nerves of everyone else working for UNATCO. There's maybe a few exceptions. Here, though, is a glorious option, one which isn't up for debate. You have 3 weapons you can choose here: a sniper rifle, a GEP gun, or the crossbow. You're going to be picking up the crossbow from one of these bodies that we're about to encounter. Several of the enemies we're about to face are carrying these things, and you can loot them easily. So this isn't an option. You can even loot a sniper rifle, because at least one of our opponents is carrying a sniper rifle, so also not an option. We also have no skill in weapons rifle, so it's very difficult to use one. As such, we're left with the GEP gun. The GEP gun, we might not have any skill in it, but it's not necessary. It has homing rockets, which can take down heavy armor, which can take down light armor, and which can serve as an effective battering ram and lockpick. It takes up a considerable amount of inventory space, but I honestly don't know how you could argue against this option. You would need a reason not to take it. And it's not just...
Never know when I might come up against some heavy armor. Give me the Gep gun. The Gep gun might be useful. They have a security bot on patrol near the statue entrance. Great. What's the first move? I'm going to give you a map of the island. If you can get to the North Dock, a UNATCO informant will give you a key to the statue doors. He responds to the code phrase, iron and copper. You could avoid a lot of fighting, though, if you found a back way to the statue. I'll see how it looks on shore. Your primary objective is the makeshift command center the terrorists have installed at the top of the statue. But don't forget about Agent Herman. We think he's being held on the ground floor. What are my orders when I reach the command center? Interrogate the leader. We don't yet know why the terrorists would risk an open assault.
So, let's go ahead and analyze the inventory a bit more. You saw me pick up some soda cans and some 40, which can serve as minor health restoratives. I also picked up a crowbar. There is no unarmed in this game, so if you want to open crates, you need to bludgeon them open, such as with a crowbar. It takes up 2 inventory spaces. I'm not a fan of the crowbar. I'm going to be looking for a better one, a better melee weapon. Lockpick here, disposable lockpicks. These and nano tools, which we'll be seeing shortly, are what you use to bypass either electronic security or mechanical security. And here is our glorious Geb gun. We have 4 rockets for this. Ammunition does not take up inventory space. It's rather nice, also abusive. Base damage, 300. It is... I love this thing. This is one of my favorite weapons in the entire game. I'm going to be doing non-lethal for the beginning, but the Gep gun is just too awesome to ignore. You also see we have a hotbar here that we can quickly swap things to. We don't need the soda and 40 in there. The crowbar, however, will be of use, and we'll put the Gep gun there. Lockpick can go there. Medkit can go all the way... Nah, we don't need the medkit there. There we go. We can swap between things quickly. There's a set of binoculars here. I'm gonna leave those. Don't need them.
What's your take on the situation, Corporal?
The bots have them bottled up, sir. We'd go right in if it weren't for the whole back order.
How'd they get one of our agents?
Gunter went rogue on us. When the order came, he wouldn't pull back. Now you get to bail him out. Welcome aboard, Agent.
Thank you, Corporal. Now, let's go ahead and dip down here into the water. Admire these beautiful water graphics. And smash these hidden crates. And pick up their contents. We have a bioelectric cell, as well as a nanotool. Or multi-tool, excuse me. You'll notice over there on the right side, the top left corner, excuse me, I don't know directions, you have a BE bar, which is bioelectric energy, and O2, which is oxygen. You run out of O2, JC starts taking damage. Come on, get out of there. Thank you. We'll talk with Paul a little bit more before I end the video. I want to check to make sure the sound levels are alright. They should be. I've done enough testing, but recording live is always a big deal.
You just gonna stay here? There's been some activity at sea. I'm going to watch the coast. Why'd they bring you back to New York? I don't know what they have planned. I messed up an assassination attempt on one of the Triad leaders in Hong Kong. UNATCO pulled you out? It's a long story. You better head to the statue. Which Triad was UNATCO targeting? We'll talk about that later. How was your graduation? I want to hear what happened. I wish I could have come. At the time, I could have cared less that Mom and Dad came to mine, but it was a good thing. The UN threw a dinner in honor of me, the first nano-augmented agent. I didn't know that. Guess I must be old news. Dad made a toast. I don't know if you remember his old brown suit. A toast? That doesn't sound like our father. It was hard for him in front of the diplomats, but he savored every moment. Strange how proud he could be when so much was due to our augmentations. Yes, he was proud. I believe that much. It was nice to have done something for him and Mom. I wish someone could have been there for you. I'm used to being on my own. One can be too self-sufficient, I'm coming to believe.
And that's all we got for Paul. There's a significant age gap between Paul and JC, which has left JC to being on his own after his parents died.
NSF everywhere, JC. Your orders are to shoot on sight. A UNATCO informant on the North Dock can get you inside the statue. Look for a bum. Identify yourself with the phrase, iron and copper.
Thank you, Alex, our glorious handler who is seeing through our eyes and experience, well, he has machines that are interpreting our emotions as I speak. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. I have a video to listen to. Hopefully everything went well, and I'll see you next time.